The scent of freshly brewed coffee filled the small cafe as Noah sat at a corner table, nervously tapping his fingers against the cup in front of him. His mind raced with memories, some sweet, some bitter, of a time when he and his older brother, Lucas, had been inseparable. But that was years ago. Now, they were practically strangers, separated not just by distance, but by a betrayal that had festered between them for nearly a decade. Noah had spent most of his life living in Lucas's shadow. Lucas was the golden child, the athlete, the scholar, the one their parents had always bragged about at family gatherings. Lucas seemed to excel at everything, while Noah struggled to find his own path. It wasn't that Noah didn't love his brother. He admired him, even. But with admiration came envy, and that envy grew into resentment, a quiet rage that Noah had buried deep inside himself. As children, Lucas had always been there for Noah, guiding him, protecting him. But as they grew older, that sense of protection felt more like control. Noah began to feel like he couldn't breathe, like no matter what he did, he would always be second best. Lucas was always there, effortlessly winning, effortlessly achieving, while Noah stumbled through life trying to find something, anything, that could be his own. Then came the moment of betrayal. It had been in college. Noah was finally starting to carve out a life of his own, away from Lucas. He had made new friends, joined new clubs, and even found his passion in music. But then Lucas, in his usual way, had swept into town and quickly gained attention, charming Noah's friends, impressing Noah's professors, and somehow making it look easy. That was when the jealousy that had simmered inside Noah for years finally boiled over. One night, fueled by anger and frustration, Noah made a decision that would change everything. He sabotaged Lucas's reputation. In a moment of weakness, Noah had spread a rumor about Lucas, one that called into question his integrity, his loyalty. The rumor, false though it was, quickly spread, damaging Lucas's relationships and casting a shadow over his otherwise spotless image. Lucas had been devastated. Though he never found out that Noah was behind it, the distance between them grew. Lucas became more reserved, pulling away from their once close bond. And Noah, consumed by guilt, couldn't bring himself to admit the truth. He had hurt the person he loved most, all because he couldn't stand living in his shadow. Now, years later, Noah had reached a breaking point. He couldn't carry the burden of his betrayal any longer. He had to come clean. He had to tell Lucas the truth and ask for his forgiveness, even if it meant risking whatever fragile relationship they had left. The door to the cafe opened, and Lucas walked in, his tall frame immediately recognizable. He spotted Noah and gave a small nod before making his way to the table. There was a brief, awkward silence as Lucas sat down, his eyes scanning Noah's face as if trying to read the reason behind the unexpected invitation. "It's been a while," Lucas said, his tone casual but guarded. "Yeah," Noah replied, his throat tight. "It has." Lucas leaned back in his chair, crossing his arms. "So, what's this about? You sounded pretty serious on the phone." Noah took a deep breath, his hands trembling slightly. "There's something I need to tell you. Something I should have told you a long time ago." Lucas frowned, his brow furrowing. "What is it?" Noah's chest tightened as he prepared to confess. "Do you remember that rumor? The one that started back in college? The one that messed up your friendships and your reputation?" Lucas's expression darkened. "Yeah, I remember. That was a rough time. What about it?" Noah's heart raced as he looked down at the table, unable to meet Lucas's eyes. "I started it." The silence that followed was deafening. Noah could feel Lucas's shock, his disbelief, radiating from across the table. "What?" Lucas finally said, his voice low and cold. You started it? Why?" Noah swallowed hard, his voice trembling. "I was jealous. I've been jealous of you for as long as I can remember. You were always the one everyone loved, the one who succeeded at everything. I felt like I couldn't measure up, like I would always be stuck in your shadow. And when you came to visit me in college, it was like everything I'd worked for was disappearing. So, I lashed out." Lucas stared at him, his jaw clenched, his eyes burning with a mixture of anger and hurt. You destroyed my reputation because you were jealous? Noah nodded, tears stinging his eyes. I'm so sorry, Lucas. I know it doesn't change what I did, but I've hated myself for it ever since. I was angry, and I took it out on you. I ruined our relationship because I couldn't handle my own feelings. And I'm sorry. I know I don't deserve your forgiveness, but I needed to tell you the truth. Lucas shook his head, his face a mask of disbelief. I don't even know what to say right now. You were my brother. I trusted you. Noah's tears spilled over, and he wiped at his face, the weight of his guilt crushing him. I know. I messed everything up. I can't fix it, but I'm begging you to give me a chance to make it right, to rebuild what I broke. For a long time, Lucas didn't speak. He looked away, his face tense with anger, his jaw tight. Noah's heart ached as he waited for his brother's response, knowing that he had no right to ask for forgiveness. Finally, Lucas let out a long breath, turning back to face him. You have no idea how much that hurt, Noah, he said quietly. I thought it was some random person, someone who didn't know me. I never imagined my own brother would do that to me. I know, Noah whispered. I was an idiot. I was selfish. I've regretted it every single day. Lucas ran a hand through his hair, still processing the confession. I don't know if I can just forgive you, he said slowly. But I'm not going to cut you out of my life either. You're still my brother, and I want to believe we can find a way past this. Noah's heart lifted slightly, the faintest glimmer of hope breaking through the guilt. I'll do whatever it takes, Lucas. I'll spend the rest of my life making it up to you if I have to. Lucas gave a small, sad smile. Let's take it one step at a time, okay? Noah nodded, feeling a weight lift from his chest, even though he knew the road ahead would be difficult. The bond between them had been broken, but maybe, just maybe, it wasn't beyond repair. As they sat in the cafe, the air still thick with unspoken hurt, Noah realized that forgiveness wouldn't come easily. But for the first time in years, there was a chance to rebuild what had been lost. And for now, that was enough. The shadow of his envy had cast a long darkness over their relationship, but now, with the truth finally out, the first rays of light were beginning to break through.
Skibidi toilet skibidi toilet IH. 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 Skibidi toilet skibidi toilet IH.